All right, students, we have this polyline and do this hatch command, and it is relatively easy to do this. We have some initial lines that are drawn here. We don't really need this. I'm going to erase these lines that initially put here. Erase and erase. And that's just to get rid of some confusion. We just know there needs to be an arc from here to here, and the arc here and here and here and here. All these arcs need to be at these four corners. And I'm erasing them because I don't want you all to get confused. So let's start off with doing our correct layer on a line. We're on the correct layer of line. And we're going to use our command polyline. I'm going to click our polyline option. And we're going to start our very point here. And we're going to here. Now we need to draw an arc from here to here. And to do that, we have an option to make an arc. So I'm going to type A spacebar. And then I'm going to type CE spacebar. And remember, spacebar is the same as entering enter on your keyboard. And I can collect I'm defining my center point of my arc right there. And it gives me an arc. This arc is huge. And it's also in the wrong direction. To fix that, we're going to hold Control on the keyboard. And it will switch the opposite direction. And I now can select my endpoint. Now I'm still in the arc command. To get back into the line command, L spacebar. And go down. I need to go another arc, A spacebar, and I'm going to type in CE spacebar to define the center of my arc. And again, it's over on the other side. So I'll hold Control down on the keyboard, and it switches the direction. And now I can select the end of my arc. Type in L spacebar to get back to the line command, and go to the end. And now I need back another arc, A spacebar, and I'm CE spacebar to select the center of my arc. Wrong direction, I'm going to hold Control down on the keyboard and select the endpoint. Another L spacebar to get back to a straight line. Select my endpoint. A spacebar to select the arc, and CE spacebar to select the center point of my arc. It's in the wrong direction. I'm going to hold Control down on the keyboard to get it in the right direction. I am now done with my whole polyline, and now I can type in CL close. And my polygon is a now single solid polygon. It is important that we do this as a single solid polygon, so when we go to hatch our polygon later, it is correct. The next thing we're going to do, now that that's done, we're going to do our circle. Our circle is easy. Circle. I put in the correct layer of circle. I'm going to type in, go over here to the button, click circle, and the center point of the circle is 575, 775. Type in 575. 775. Enter. Our radius of our circle is defined as 100. Enter. And down is our circle. The next thing we're going to do is work on our rectangles. Rectangle. Our current layer is now a rectangle. Inside Canvas, it walks through the step of our rectangle. Our first corner of our rectangle is going to be 800, 600. So we go over here to our rectangle command and draw rectangle, and it's going to say define our first point, which is 800, 600. 800, 600. Enter. Now our rectangle is defined, and it's got some other things. Our rotation for our rectangle, R, enter, our spacebar, is 0, 0. Enter. Now we need to define our second point. Our dimensions, right here, dimensions, D, enter, are 150, enter, 200, enter. And now we need to click to make sure it's right here in the corner where we need. Our rectangle is now drawn exactly where. Our second rectangle is just as easy. So, instead of clicking the rectangle, I can type in REC, and it gives me my rectangle. Click that. It's defining my first point of my rectangle. As per the directions inside Canvas, our first point of our rectangle is 800, 800. 800, 800. Enter. Our next thing, our rotation of our rectangle, R, enter. And now I need to express my rotation is 45. 45. Enter. This time, instead of doing our dimensions, we're going to do an area. A, enter. And it's going to tell us to define our area. Our area is 10,000. 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. Enter. And our length for one side is 100. 1, 0, 0. enter, and it's drawn our rectangle. That is fairly simple and easy. Our rectangles are now drawn, both of our rectangles. The next thing we need to work on is our polylines. Our polylines are fairly easy to work on. We're going to go here, put on our polygons, and there's a line. The first polygon we're going to do is put an inscribed pentagon inside this circle. This is easy. We go here to our draw command and select polygon, or we can type in the word polygon. I'm select. It's asking me enter the number of sides. It's important that we enter the number of sides. 5 sides, enter. And then it says specify the center of polygon or select our point. Our center is the center of the circle. 575, comma, 775. Enter. Inscribed in circle or circumscribed? About the circle. We want it inscribed. And with our on snaps on, we can select the quadrant. And it is inscribed upon the quadrant. If you do not see the quadrant on snaps, we can go down here to our on snaps, select the down button, and make sure that the quadrant is checked. Make sure it's on. And we have inscribed our polygon. The second one, we have to do another hexagon outside, circumscribed outside the rectangle. This is also easy, but we need a little cheat. Our little cheat is that we're going to draw a little line from here to here so that we can have the center of our rectangle really is a square, rectangle defined right there. And now we can select our polygon again. Polygon. The number of sides this time is 8. Enter. The center of the polygon is also the center of this. If you don't have the little triangle that selects the center, meaning the midpoint, go to your quadrant, down, and make sure that center midpoint right here is selected. Now that we know that our center midpoint is here, we're going to say circumscribed or circumscribed about the circle. We want it circumscribed about the circle on the outside. And then we want to select the end corner of our rectangle, the end point. And now we have a circumscribed polygon. I can now erase this line. And now it's erased. And now I have both my hatches and both my polygon and my rectangles all done. The last thing that we need to do is hatch this whole complete area. And to do that is relatively easy. We're going to go and make sure our current layer hatch is turned on. It's off right now. I'm going to turn it on so I can see it. And I'm going to make it current. Hatch. Hatch layer is simple. The command hatch, H-A-T-C-H, enter. And it's going to ask me to select the points. I'm going to select the interior part of this because this is all. I need to also make sure that the hatch scale is also correct. So I want it at an angle of 0. And I needed the scale of, my scale set to, internal point, scale set to 250. My pattern set to ANSI 1, my pattern. And I want my pattern to be ANSI 37. 37. There's my first hatch. My second hatch, we're going to command again, H-A-T-C-H. I want my internal points, this one and this one. But I want my pattern to be separate. My hatch pattern for this one needs to be ANSI, my ANSI 131. Go back up here, 131. I want my angles set to 315. And I want my scale set to 100. Now my hatch creation and close. Now I need another hatch creation for these 5 corners right here. Again, H-A-T-C-H, enter. I'm going to select this, 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 that. I don't want it to be associative. Match properties. Now, I'm going to set my hatch pattern to earth. Let's see if I can find it over here. Back up. Earth. I want my scale 50. I want my angle to be 315. My scale is 50. My hatch pattern, I can hatch and close. And that's it. That's the very end of there. This is what it should look like when you are finished. Hopefully you find this helpful.